Wayne's World, Wayne's World, party time, excellent. Okay.
Hey.
I'm Wayne. With me as always is Garth.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm Tommy. Here at C2E2, we're going to be bringing you live coverage from artists, writers, and cosplayers. Hopefully some stars along the way. We hope you stay tuned to the rest of our coverage here at C2E2 2013.
I don't want that.
You guys don't want to be as big as the Kardashians?
They're bimbos.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you got... I'm talking about like the height of who you guys are.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about butt size.
Oh, God, no. Here we're talking with Dirk Manning, writer of Nightmare World and Tales of Mystery. Dirk, how you doing today?
Good. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here hiding behind the books, where I'm most comfortable.
Dirk, how'd you get into comics, my friend?
At a very young age, someone gave me Watchmen. That's the short version. And after that, it was on. The power, the potential of comics was just opened up to me, and I've been here ever since.
Your work on Nightmare World, has it been influenced a little bit by some supernatural type stuff, maybe the Twilight Zone perhaps?
Huge Twilight Zone fan, absolutely, good call. I mean, Twilight Zone, Nightmare World, yeah. I was a Twilight Zone baby growing up, loved the Twilight Zone. And I'm just a big fan of horror, and I'm a big fan of all the different stuff you can do in horror, which is why I created Nightmare World, to really show all the different facets you can have in a horror comic, or any horror franchise, you know. You can do scary stories, funny stories, romantic, you know, anything imaginable you can do under the umbrella of horror.
How'd you come up with the concept for Nightmare World?
I'm a short story junkie, and I thought it would be really cool to do an anthology where you have, in each book, 13 different short stories, each one a different genre or a subgenre of horror, that all weave into a giant story as well. You know, I love Tales from the Crypt and stuff like that, Twilight Zone. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if you could do something where all these separate, disconnected stories are revealed over time to be one big part of one big story. In my mind, I knew that there was this big story I wanted to tell where everything would be connected. I wasn't sure if I'd ever have a chance to get that far, so I actually hid the fact from everyone, including the artists, that this could all be one big story. That way, if we didn't get far enough into it to get to that point, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But as the series went on, people were really interested and really excited about it. I started to reveal to everyone, I'm like, hey, listen, guys, there's a big story here. All this stuff starts to interconnect. Do you want to see it through? And everyone was on board, and off we went to the races. So I knew from the beginning, and I was just really happy and fortunate that readers supported it, and the artists were invested in it enough to really see it through and bring it home.
How did Tales of Mystery come about after Nightmare World?
The biggest thing that I think people would ask about Nightmare World is, when are you going to do a long-form story? Nightmare World is all different characters and all different short stories. Mystery was the first series I wrote that follows one character. And I still use this short story format, 13 different 8-page stories that follow one character and follow a narrative arc. And this character arc of this very tragic paranormal troubleshooter that lives in a world where people don't want to admit that there's problems like that anymore.
Is that in the same universe as Nightmare World?
There are definitely a lot of strong connections for people that look.
Are you going to be revealing any of that in the upcoming stories?
Stay tuned. Tales of Mystery Volume 2, called Carmageddon, is being worked on right now, and people are going to, eagle-eyed readers and Nightmare World readers will continue to see more and more connections.
So now, about Right or Wrong, how did you go about doing that? How did you feel about writing that?
Yeah, basically, I always said from day one, if I ever got a chance to create comics, I would do anything I could to help anybody else navigate that journey and make comics as well. And Right or Wrong started as an online column where I said I would do just that I could get involved and give other aspiring writers advice on how to network with artists, how to best work with a team, how to create your team, how to build your team, how to give yourself the perseverance to keep going. And the result was Right or Wrong.
Are you planning a Volume 2 perhaps? Because I see a #1 right there.
There is a #1 on the spine that is intentional. There will be a Volume 2 at some point. It may not be for another year or so. I have the concept of the book mapped out. I know what I want it to be. We just brought back Right or Wrong as a bi-weekly column over at bleedingcool.com. and there is going to be a volume 2 of Right or Wrong, which talks about the next steps in the process.
What do you have coming up?
More love stories about death, more Tales of Mystery coming back. I've been thinking a lot about doing one last Nightmare World collection and a lot of conventions. I'm working with Big Dog Ink as well. I'm going to be writing a story arc for Legends of Oz: The Wicked West, as well as some other stuff with them in the future. So Big Dog Ink is a very cool up-and-coming publisher. They're doing great work. Legends of Oz: The Wicked West is just a fantastic title. I don't chase projects, and I told them, if you ever need anyone to work with you on this, let me know. I was just blown away by how good that title is, and all of their books are. So they're definitely the publisher to watch right now. Big Dog Ink is really moving up.
Are you? Do you have any tips? Anything you could offer to maybe some previews to the story?
It's the origin story of one of the groups of the most iconic characters in the series.
Okay, I'll take it at that. Thank you, Dirk. And this is Tommy Zimmer at C2E2 2013 for Fanboy Buzz and Bestow Productions. Talking with Kyle Gnepper of Unshaven Comics. Kyle, tell us about Samarovs.
The Samurnauts is a team of samurai astronauts led by an immortal kung fu monkey defending the Earth from zombie cyborg space pirates. It's very much in the same vein as like Voltron, Ninja Turtles, Thundercats, all those great action team adventure stories.
How'd you come up with the idea for Samurnauts?
Well, me and the other two creators, Matt Wright and Mark Fishman, have been friends for going on 20 years, and we've always been fans of this kind of genre. So we just felt like there wasn't as much of it out in the market, comics or cartoon otherwise. So we decided if we wanted to see something like this, what would it look like, and we made it ourselves.
Where'd you guys meet each other?
We've known each other since junior high school. So I met Mark in lunch, and I met Matt at health class. So,
what do you guys have coming up in the story?
Well, coming up in the next issue, we've got a big fight in space with giant robots, spaceships with tentacles, and all kinds of fight going on throughout time. So it's going to be something to see.
Where can people find you?
They can find us at unshavencomicsonline.com. We have an online store and a full listing of our convention schedule for the entire year.
What else do you guys have coming up?
Coming up, we've also got the trade of our first collected series, Disposable Razors, which was an anthology series featuring all kinds of different stories, very Twilight Zone-esque.
All right, thanks, Kyle. This is Tommy Zimmer for Fanboy Buzz and Bestow Productions. Yeah, I know. F you.
Do you know about Bestow Productions? We're the area's leader in video production. We provide quality, award-winning, and professional work in television commercial advertising, video for the web, video content for direct distribution, video on demand, and so much more. Give us a call at 570-486-4948 and see what Bestow can do for you. And now you know.